What's going on YouTube? This is iTalk.
Don't fuck with me! I have the power of God and anime on my side!
Wait,
Here, and in today's video we have a brand new video and this new series, which is Unpopular Opinions. I've had this series for a long time now, however I'm going to change up how this is done. In this case now, I'm actually going to go to Reddit and I'm going to go to Twitter and ask you guys, what are your unpopular opinions, because I would love to know and we should just have a discussion. So that's why that is what we're going to do today. It's going to be a new rebrand of the series Unpopular Opinions, so I hope you sit back, relax, and enjoy. So in this series, I'm going to be asking you guys about what are your unpopular opinions based on Fortnite, the cosmetics, the game itself, competitive, all of that. So let's get right to it. From Abe Zatales, he says, the rarest skins in the game are the most common skins I see while playing, since anyone who has them obviously wants to use them all the time. Yeah, that's actually kind of a smart observation, honestly. I've realized that with a lot of people, especially around Christmas time. I've seen a lot more Merry Marauders running around. I've seen a lot more crack shots, Ginger Gunners, Codename Elves, basically any Christmas skin that hasn't come out yet. A lot of people are running those skins, and I feel like it's just for the clout. I feel like people are only running it because they want to feel like they have that little bit of OG-ness left until they come back to the item shop. So I actually completely agree with you on this. This does make a lot of sense. However, like the rarest skin in the game, like Recon Expert, I've never seen someone run that skin ever once in my games. But yeah, like the general of the rarest skins, I do find that people will run them if they have them. From Jan was taken, by the way, he wrote, Season 7 is dog shit. Now, it's way too early to call this season bad. In my opinion, this is definitely one of the most casual seasons, because I've already went on about this with my whole, is Fortnite even really an esport? And honestly, with what they did with these updates so far, which was the planes, the zip lines, and now the sword, they are really going towards more of a casual approach, and that's just not competitive. Like, I'm going to show a clip that I found on Reddit right here, and I want you guys to tell me, is this competitive? Because this is, in my opinion, this is not even close to competitive at all. Like, the caption says, this is not the game I fell in love with over a year ago. Please, Epic, something needs to change here. The sword and plane, the plane is just way too ridiculous for competitive. It doesn't make any sense. There's not enough punishment for using the plane. Like, if you get shot out, what? You lose 25 health and you can glider redeploy on top of the guy. It's not a fair trade-off at all. The sword should have been a limited time mode. The sword honestly should never have been in the regular modes, period, especially Winter Royale. It ruined the tournament for a lot of people. If you just go on Twitter, you'll see people saying vault the sword, because it's just annoying. Like, this is not competitive. This is straight up bullshit, honestly, in my opinion. But yeah, like I said, I think it's too early to say that Season 7 is dog shit. I think we need to wait a little bit longer to see what they do with the season, because I'm still enjoying it, but it's definitely not as competitive as it was, say, like back in Season 3 and Season 4 and even Season 2. Like, it's just not as competitive as that because it's not as balanced. You have planes and swords and zip lines, and we had glider redeploy, and I personally don't think glider redeploy was competitive at all, but I don't know. From Abra U Psychic, he wrote, I love the hazmat agent and think all 800 V-Buck emotes should be cheaper, because wouldn't there be more overall sales? But I don't know. So the hazmat agent, I'm not really much of a fan of it. I don't think many people are a fan of it, but it's an alright skin. I don't think it's the worst skin they ever made. But thinking all 800 V-Buck emotes should be cheaper just because wouldn't there be more overall sales? You wouldn't be wrong on that. You wouldn't be wrong if they made all of the 800 V-Buck emotes. If they made all of those 500 or even like 600, yeah, they would probably get more overall sales. But the thing is I think with how they do their sales is that they purposely make them a little bit more expensive because they become more sought after. They make it so people want to spend more money on V-Bucks, and that there's nothing wrong with that, because like I said, I've said this before, they're selling you stuff that you can clearly see you are getting. In other games, they'll have you spend money on random shit you don't even know if you're going to get or not, and half the time it's not even worth it. So with this game, it's like, here's what you're going to get if you spend this much V-Bucks on this. And honestly, I don't think the 800 V-Buck emotes need to be lowered in price. Like, yeah, they probably would get more sales, but at the same time, they already get tons of sales from the dances anyway. I mean, there's some emotes that are 800 V-Bucks that I think should not be 800 V-Bucks. Say the hula emote. I think the hula emote is one of the most overpriced, worst emotes in the game. There is no reason for that emote to be 800 V-Bucks at all. Like, I don't even think it deserves to be 500, but because there's music involved, I have to say, yeah, that it probably does deserve to be a rare, but not an epic. No way. From Synchros Vivo, Season 3 was better than 2. Now, I can't say anything about this because I didn't play that much of Season 2. I actually did play Season 2 a little bit, but not a whole lot of it. And I did really enjoy Season 3. Season 3 was probably one of my favorite seasons. It was just a lot more chill back then. It wasn't super competitive. It wasn't super sweaty. There was no game-breaking items in the game. Season 3 definitely had some more stuff that Season 2 didn't have, but I can't really say that Season 2 was worse or better than Season 3. Like, I've seen tons of Season 2 gameplay. Trust me, I really have. And it did feel slower. And Season 3 definitely upped up the pace on everything, and they also, like, did a lot of graphical changes to the game. They made the gunplay a lot more stable in Season 3, so from what I've seen, yeah, I would probably agree with you that Season 3 was better than 2, but since I actually didn't play too much of Season 2, I can't really 100% like agree or disagree with that. From Ogre FN, Elite Agent is the best skin in the game, even though the helmet is goofy. I wouldn't say it's the best skin in the game, but then again, this is a completely subjective thing. I feel like Elite Agent is probably one of the most sweaty skins. Like, I feel like this is a skin that everyone uses if they're trying really, really hard. Because, like, the body's really slim. There's nothing going on, like, on the back bling or anything. There's, like, nothing too outrageous for you to shoot at or anything. It's very stealthy. So I see it more of as, like, a sweaty skin more than anything, in my opinion. But I don't even think the helmet is that goofy at all. I think the helmet actually makes it a lot better. But I don't know. From Comrade Sora, Ghoul Trooper is better than Skull Trooper and always will be. And OG shouldn't be a thing. Like, if you want to flex, wear Season 1 or Season 2 Battle Pass skin. So, Ghoul Trooper is better than Skull. Honestly, I'm going to disagree. I do think that Skull Trooper is better than Ghoul. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because I feel like with Skull Trooper, they put in a lot more effort into that skin. And remember, they're both the same price. They're both epic skins for 1,500 V-Bucks. I think Skull Trooper was, like, even before they gave him the OG style, before they gave him the glow in the dark, before they gave him the Ghost Portal back bling, I still think the Skull Trooper looked a lot better than the Ghoul Trooper. To me, is just a simple skin with, like, some green paint on her, and that's really it. And for 1,500 V-Bucks, it is not worth it, in my opinion. Like, obviously, I would probably snag it because I do like the skin somewhat, but it's not a skin that I think is that great, and I definitely don't think it should be an epic at all. But I just can't agree with that I do believe Skull Trooper is actually just better in terms of looks and design. I think Skull Trooper is better. And OG shouldn't be a thing. Like, if you want to flex, wear Season 1 or Season 2 Battle Pass skins. I actually mentioned this in my video about the Dear OG Stop It. I mentioned that. I said if you want to show off that you're OG, just wear anything from Season 1 or Season 2, have the Battle Bus banner, anything like that. You don't need an item shop. You definitely don't need an item shop skin to prove that you're OG. Like, if you have the Recon Expert, that's probably the only skin that I can see as being an OG skin, because everything else in the item shop has come back. I mean, Ghoul Trooper, yeah, I guess you could say that too, but like the Christmas skins are going to come back, and everyone's like, oh, my precious Crackshot, oh, my precious Codename Elf, they can't come back. Yeah, they will, and they probably will. It just makes sense. Like, why would they put those skins in the trailer and then have them not come back? The reason why Ghoul Trooper didn't come back, this will be a separate video. The reason why Ghoul Trooper didn't come back is because there was no hype around the skin. There was no promotion. There was no Funko Pop. She wasn't in the trailer. She wasn't in the Battle Pass. There was nothing for her. Clearly, they just wanted to hold off on her, and then maybe next Halloween, we will definitely get her. From your boy O, Suppressed Pistol's underrated AF. Yeah, I'm going to agree with you on that. It's actually really good if you spray up close with it and you have a good trigger finger. Honestly, the Suppressed Pistol's really good. I'm not going to deny you on that. I think that's actually a really, really good pistol. From Wet Waffle, if you consider yourself good, don't compare your wins with other people. Compare your KD. Yeah, honestly, I would probably agree with this. Except I maybe wouldn't do KD because you have the whole thing of like, if you fall in the game, if you land wherever and someone gets a gun before you and you die, I don't think that's fair. I think what you should compare most is damage dealt. I don't even know if you can even find out how much damage you deal to enemies, but I feel like damage dealt to enemies is much more significant than KD anyway, because with KD, like I said, if you fall first and someone's with you and they take a gun before you and instantly kill you, how is that fair? The other thing is that if you're playing in squads and you have people that just take one shot and take your kill, they get all the glory for the kill and you don't get anything. If there's a stat for damage, the damage stat should be the most important because it shows how much you've actually done to enemies. Now, I know there is a damage stat in like matches, but I don't think there's one for overall damage. I appreciate damage over KD and wins altogether. But wins, I think if you're playing in solos, I do think wins do matter a little bit. But squads aren't as big because you could have just gotten carried. You could have just been like the guy that got no kills and everyone else got like 5 kills. It's very situational. I don't think that Fortnite is even skill-based to begin with. So I don't even think comparing stats shows how good you are, because you could be like a really good player like, let's say, Myth or Ghost Aiden or Nick A30, but at the same time you look on the other side and you could be that one guy who has like the most wins but he just camps the whole time. I don't remember what his name is. I'm not saying he's a bad player, but I'm just saying there's two different play styles at work here. Which one's more skill based? You decide, honestly. From Viral Hectic, it doesn't matter if you have a rare skin. If you don't have one, doesn't mean you're good or a OG. No one cares. This is again very controversial because I didn't really realize how many people actually cared about their OG status, and I didn't really understand it. You know, even though I do have that account with Black Knight and stuff like that, like to show that I'm OG, even though I'm really not. The way I think of it as like, if you know in your heart that you're an OG player, that's all you need. You don't need a skin or stats to prove it. You really don't. If you're an OG, great. But I do agree that a majority of the people that play Fortnite do not care about your status as an OG. No one cares, honestly. I think what's the most impressive, honestly, is that they added a tier 100 banner. If you get level 100, not tier 100, if you get level 100 in a season, you now get a icon. I think that's a lot more impressive than seeing a battle bus or anything else, in my opinion. I think that's a lot more impressive. So that'll be it for the video. I really do think that this was a really fun series to do, and I hope you guys enjoy it. If you did, let me know with a like, because it really does help out the channel. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Turn on the bell just to get all my latest uploads. Comment down below what are your unpopular opinions you would like to share with me. I may include them in the next iteration of Unpopular Opinions. Follow me on Twitter at ITalkFortnite. Join the Discord. If you would like to use me for support a creator, just use the word ITalkFortnite, no spaces, and you will be supporting me whenever you buy something from the item shop, including the Battle Pass and Battle Pass tiers. Have a good one now. See ya.